Alright guys, Delzinski here, and today I want to talk about SummerSlam 2015. Yes, it went down last night, and most specifically I want to focus on the World Heavyweight Championship match. Yes, it was title versus title. John Cena defending his United States Championship against Seth Rollins, who was defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Both belts on the line. There would be only one victor, and it was indeed Seth Rollins. Now, with that being the case, it came via a very controversial finish, and a finish which hasn't settled too well with me. And you know, I watched the match live last night. I've just finished watching it again as well, and I'm still thoroughly disappointed in the finish. Now, I tweeted out live last night my disappointment, and I got quite a lot of feedback. Some people agreeing, and then others saying that the finish was right. It was a good move to have Jon Stewart get involved and cost John Cena the match. And I want to talk about that in detail because I really want to get the understanding of why people thought this was such a good move, because I don't, and I don't get it, and I'm not going to get it. There's no way anyone's going to convince me that it was a good move for WWE to let a celebrity get involved in this match. But, you know, I want to hear your views and opinions via the comment section below as to why you thought it was good or why you thought it was bad. So let's talk about it, and let's kind of, you know, lay all our cards on the table. Now, when I watched this match, I was loving every single moment of it. It felt like to me that Seth Rollins had upped his game. This was a new and improved Seth Rollins, and it was about time we got the version of Rollins from the Shield days. It felt like he went back and he brought out new moves to the table. I mean, we've already seen this, the Phoenix Splash, yes, but he doesn't really go for that, and he went all out in this matchup. You know, he tried to hit it twice. It was unsuccessful, but he went for it. And all the way out the match, he was trying to hit moves that we hadn't seen before. I think he did, you know, the running, I'm going to call it a 7-year inch, you know, where you run. Billy Kidman used to hit it off the top rope. He did that move and he nailed it. And, you know, Michael Cole was saying, you know, this is a new and improved version of Seth Rollins stepping up. And yeah, he had to do that because John Cena was on a mission, and he was on a mission to level Ric Flair's record. And yeah, I didn't want that to happen either. So I was cheering on Seth. And you know, it didn't. Seth Rollins was victorious. Now, I thought Rollins put on a fantastic effort and a superb performance, as I say, using more and more of his arsenal, which has been restricted before. I think his title reign has been weak, and this was a night where it felt like he could solidify himself as a credible champion. Now, as for John Cena definitely stepped up to the plate. The springboard stunner, it's got to go. There's no place for the springboard stunner. He's never really hit it perfect, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's against it. He's already said that a move like the stunner should not be used with a springboard. Cena still does it, and he ultimately totally botched it in this matchup. He barely even managed to grab Rollins. So I think, you know, he's too top heavy to perform the springboard. So I think with that being the case, it's maybe time he retires this move before he retires someone else through injury. And when WWE is, you know, banning moves like the curb stomp for being dangerous, well, you're banning that, and, you know, Seth Rollins is, you know, expertly executing that move. But you're not willing to take this move, which is clearly going wrong each and every time Cena hits it. So, you know, other than that, I thought Cena put on a hell of a performance. We saw plenty of AAs. We saw the STF. And it was an all-out battle. And it was great. It was great to see some of the action. There was so many good moves. Seth Rollins doing the triple suicide dives, 2 through the middle rope, and then, you know, the somersault over the top rope. Cena was putting on performance, like I say, trying new moves as he always does. And since his feud with Kevin Owens, we've seen a massive improvement in John Cena as well. But yeah, I still don't want him to win. And so I should be happy with the result, shouldn't I? Well, yeah, I should be. but I'm not. And I'm going to talk about the finish now, because this is what I wanted to talk about from the offset. But I thought I'd give you my positives of the match. And it was a really good match. But how can anybody say that it was a good move after all of this matchup to have Jon Stewart, or any celebrity for that matter, hit the ring and then cost someone a match of this size? And when it's all on the line here, all I wanted was a good finish with a pinfall. You know, clean. I didn't want a fudgy finish. It wasn't necessary. If Seth Rollins had pinned John Cena, how much damage does it really do to John Cena to lose clean? You know, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have done Cena any damage at all. You know, and what it would have done, it would have actually, for the first time in Seth Rollins' reign, after putting on a hell of a performance, we could have said Seth Rollins is the future, because he's actually put on an amazing match. And, you know, he didn't need anyone's help to get the victory. And people will say, well, he's a heel, so dirty tactics need to be done. All right, then. Okay, fine. Well, you know, do a cheeky low blow, do something else. But don't rely on someone, and particularly a non-related wrestler. And, you know, there's the argument that, well, Jon Stewart was in a feud with Rollins in terms of, you know, him appearing on his show. And, you know, they've had a bit of war of words. Yeah, but it still doesn't quantify or warrant an interference in this match from a guy who doesn't need to be anywhere near a wrestling ring. If Triple H had hit the ring and pedigreed Seth Rollins or pedigreed John Cena as interference, I would have been fine with that. I might have preferred a clean finish, but I would have been more fine with it, because it would have made sense to me and it would have developed to something good. And it was all based around wrestling. Having Jon Stewart interfere in this match is just cheap publicity from the WWE. They wanted, you know, yeah, great. It's good for WWE in that point of view. It's good for that publicity. And I get that. As a marketing point of view, it's good. It sells. You know, it'd be printed on the papers. It'd be featured a lot. But it's not good in terms of wrestling. And that's what I say about it. You know, it's not, it doesn't make me think that was a great finish. And that's the bit I'm failing to understand. If you're a wrestling fan, why wouldn't you want a proper wrestling finish? Why would you want such a ridiculous swerve? Particularly Jon Stewart hitting the ring, and I felt it looked awkward. I thought he didn't really sell it that great, but what are you going to do? You know, he's not a wrestler. So he kind of hit the ring. He was, you know, debating whether he's going to hit Rollins, whether he's going to hit Cena. Quite easily gave away he was going to hit Cena by, you know, edging towards him. Then he actually jabbed him with the chair, and he nearly ran off with the chair. He nearly fudged the finish even more so, because he moved away and then realised that he had to give the chair back so Rollins could do the pedigree on the chair. It just was not good in my point of view. And what I have the issue with is a lot of people were saying it was fine. So let me put it to you. Would it have been fine if Jon Stewart had hit the ring and hit Seth Rollins with the chair, costing Seth Rollins the match, and we have John Cena as the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion and the United States Champion? Would you be saying to me right now that that was a good finish? No, I don't think so. I think many of you would have been in uproar. You would have been fuming. So I put it to people out there at the moment. When you say it's a good finish and it was right, are you saying it was right because John Cena lost? Or are you saying it was right because you actually enjoyed seeing Jon Stewart hit the ring and interfere and poke his nose in business, which quite frankly he didn't need to, and we could have just had a decent finish instead? And when I say decent finishes, go watch NXT Takeover Brooklyn, watch the Sasha Banks match with Bayley, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That did not need any sort of swerve or any sort of scenario to put over either competitor. It didn't need nothing. In fact, none of the matches at NXT Takeover Brooklyn required a fudgy, dodgy finish. And it was an exceptional show. Everybody's raving about it. I'm damn going to say that everybody at the moment will say that NXT Brooklyn Takeover was a better show than SummerSlam. And it's on the basis of dodgy finishes like this. So yeah, you can say it makes sense in terms that, Rollins and Stewart had, a bit of bickering prior to this match. But when you've got a match of this size and you've got a match with such importance, and we've had Seth Rollins for such a long period of time be questioned about his title reign, he's better than what he's done. He's always been doubted. The perfect way to end it was to have Seth Rollins win clean. And we always get this. John Cena cannot seem to allow, or WWE do not seem to allow, probably more WWE, to just let Cena lose and, come back to fight another day. There's always got to be an angle to ensure that John Cena doesn't look weak. But, sometimes it's not necessary, and people will appreciate just the fact of a good, solid wrestling match with an outcome. So that's what I'm putting today to you guys. And as I said, my big question is, if the tables were reversed and it was Jon Stewart hitting Seth Rollins with the chair and Seth Rollins had lost, would everybody be happy with it now? I don't know. I don't think so. So I want to get your views and opinions on it, because I wanted to talk about this just on the basis of the amount of conversation I had during, SummerSlam after this match had happened. I was fuming with the finish. I'm not happy about it now, but I've kind of calmed down a bit. But I feel we deserve better because I watched Takeover Brooklyn and that gave me better. Should have I expected it from the WWE? Yes, probably. John Cena's involved. We can't let him lose cleanly. We know that. I mean, it's happened against Kevin Owens by fluke. I don't know. But, big match. It was obvious that something had to give. But it doesn't mean I have to agree with it. So guys, let me know by the comment section below your views, and specifically around Jon Stewart's involvement in this match. Does he have a right to be involved in this match? Why are we, allowing for a celebrity to be involved in such a big angle? And from a wrestling point of view, is that right? Because I don't think it is. I want to get your views and opinions by the comment section below. And I mean, yeah, I might be open to some criticism for my views on this video, but that's what it's all about. It's debating an angle. And, this is what wrestling's for. It sparks talking points. So that's the question I'm putting to you guys today. And that's what I want to get your views and opinions on. Because like I said last night, the debate kind of exploded online. And I'm still not happy with it, but I want to get your views and opinions via the comments section below. So let me know what you thought of Cena versus Rollins and that interference from Jon Stewart. All that's left to be said is please rate, comment and subscribe. This is Delzinski signing out.
Hi wrestling fans and gamers, Velvet Sky here, and I just want to say I've been hearing a rumor that Delzinski.com is the best place for video gaming and wrestling content.